Well, hello, ladies. Here we are, episode 32. And I should add, hey, guys. I just found out there are several men who listen to my podcast. Oh my goodness. Can we just have a moment? Shout out if you are a guy and you are tuning in to the Health, Life, and More for Women podcast. I kind of think you're freaking amazing. Wow. Okay. Anyway, episode 32. You are in for a treat today. An amazing client of mine gave me permission to share one of our sessions together. Now, why is it so cool to listen in on someone else's session with me? Because there's some great power that we can gain for ourselves when we hear someone else being coached. It's true. I coach in a group every single week, and there's so many members in there listening while someone gets coached, and it's actually propelling them forward when they hear someone else being coached. It's actually the most amazing thing I get to be part of. Anyway, more specifically, this session is dealing with the current times, the here and now. My client was really struggling with not moving her body anymore. She is a daily gym goer. And of course, all the gyms have been closed. She's just really been struggling with getting back to what serves her best. Now, when I work with my clients, I'm not working with them on a specific weight loss goal necessarily or what they're eating. When Deana shows up to her sessions, she is the one driving the session. She knows what she needs, what she wants out of our time together. I am there to partner with her. Now, you may notice a slight shift in what happens for her during this session, and notice how you might be able to apply some of this to your own life. Guys, I'm so excited for you to hear this. Whether you are one of my lady listeners or one of the guys, I really believe you are going to love this episode. All right, you ready? Let's dive in. Welcome to the Health, Life, and More for Women podcast with certified health and life coach, mom of four, and just all-around lover of all things 80s, your host, Jennifer D'Amato. Buckle in. Let's get started. Hey, Deana. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Really well. Thanks for asking. Before we get started with everything, I just want to ask if I have your permission to coach you on a recorded line today.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, thank you so much. Just want to check in on how you're showing up today as we get started together.
I'm good. Kind of just hanging in there, trying to find a new normal.
A new normal. Yeah. Have you guys kind of gotten into that new normal routine, or is a new normal every day?
Good question. Yes, we've tried the set schedule for the kids and tried to get up around the same time. But things change and adjust. The beginning of the week is so much harder than the end of the week, because the weekends are really a free for all. There is no structure anymore in that sense. Like there's no going to sporting events and all of that stuff. And it depends on the day. When the weather is nice and beautiful, things go a little bit more smooth than when it's like rainy and gross. So,
yeah. A very interesting time. I'm glad that you're doing good, as you said, hanging in there, adjusting, and it sounds like you're being really flexible with what you're given.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's the way that you have to survive.
Survive. Another word. Yes, I believe that. Survive. And, as looking back at what we were talking about when we last met before all of this hit, and, you were planning a trip and you had done some amazing work at kind of taking your mental checklist and going to create a checklist. And really, if I look at the timeline of that, it wasn't long after everything started shifting. So I do want to check in with you on that, but recognizing there may not have been any work or progress on that. So do you mind just taking a moment there?
Oh, I appreciate that. Yes. I was so excited. I think literally we had it planned, and then within days did Michigan start to really tumble down the track, we really just kind of made the call and said we were going to go. But I think actually just talking to you and coming up with that idea, even before, the time that we decided we weren't going to go, just, it gave me some clarity knowing I had it under control because I was going to do that process. So I already felt less anxious about it all, just knowing that that is something that I can do to help with that.
Oh, that's really beautiful, Deana. That's really beautiful. I love that. And I'm going to hold some space that you'll have a trip that you'll be able to plan coming up in the future, so that you can put that into practice, that felt less anxious and just stepped into where you wanted to be experiencing instead of what you were at the time before we had met. Do you guys have a trip you think you'll be planning for the future?
Yeah, well, we go somewhere every summer. So our 4th of July trip will be very similar. This was going to be an airplane trip for the kids. So it was going to be a little bit more hectic in that sense than just going up north for the kids. But we do have a trip in July planned for the week. And then the airplane trip has been rescheduled to October. So we'll be hopefully going on that one as well. So there'll be a couple that I'll be able to use. And I figured I can have it, and then it'll be even easier the second time around because then it'll already be made. So
I love that. I love it. That's really great, Deana. Well, let's shift gears if you're ready for that.
Yeah.
Awesome. What would you like to accomplish within our session time today? What's coming up for you?
So, I was kind of thinking about this. I think the hardest thing, and I don't want this to sound like it's all about me, but the hardest thing is the fact that I don't get to go to the gym anymore. That was kind of my time. I would get up really early in the morning, and I would bounce out of bed at 4:30 and get to the gym Monday through Friday and have that time at the gym where I would do my routines, all different routines, never the same, I guess. And I would shower at the gym, and then honestly, I would listen to either a audio book or a podcast or something on my way home, which literally it's 5 minutes, but while I'm getting ready at the gym and stuff. So I would have like this really calm mind, and I'd get home, and then I'd still have time to sit there and have coffee quietly until all the kids started kind of coming out of their rooms. So, by 7 o'clock, I had a clear mind. Whether is there a little bit of meditation, I would either hit the steam room a little bit. I had some exercise done. I had my coffee. I had it all done before anyone woke up. And it was really nice.
Wow, I heard a lot of things. So I did hear you say that you're not getting to go to the gym right now.
Yes.
And then you said a few things. I'm just want to kind of say back some of the things I heard was my time routine. You had audiobook or podcast time, calm mind, coffee, and quiet. Those are the highlight of that morning routine. I hear you chuckling, that was your morning.
Oh yeah.
So Deana, what would be most beneficial to accomplish in our time, let's say over the next 15 minutes, that you could walk away with today that would honor this piece, this thing that you're missing out on, that maybe you could implement into your new normal, as you said, right now?
Yeah. And I think I need to create a new routine. I need to have some sort of movement, some physical activity that's not dependent upon the weather and outside, because I live in Michigan, and as you probably remember, Michigan is crazy. We never know what we're going to get. It could
Mhm.
be 80 degrees and sunny and then snow at night. So, which I think has happened. So I need to create, I want to create that kind of where I can um, walk away today with a plan to be able to have some sort of physical activity routine at home.
Okay, so what I hear you saying is you want to walk away with a plan, this new routine for physical activity.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so you have a new normal,
Mhm.
right? You have a new way that things have been going with your kids are home and you're not traveling, you're not working out of the house at all. What do you envision a new routine that's possible for you to fit in? And maybe even if you look back at the way things were, the time you
Mhm.
got up and the things that you got out of that time, your time, the audiobook, the podcast, calm mind, quiet. What would you like to see in this new normal from
Mhm.
those components?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get all of that. It's just not, it's not doable in the sense that I'm not leaving the house.
Mhm.
And things obviously have shifted and changed. So, I think it's a matter of, I want to say that the physical activity is top priority out of that list of what I mentioned. That is number one. I need to make sure I get that. And so we have a basement that is fully finished and there's carpet and I can bring a mat. So there is that space to be able to say that I can get some of that physical activity done, but that's also the space where my husband works. So
Mhm.
if he's downstairs, and he goes down there every morning, obviously to work, um, I can't, it's in the same room as him. So I won't be able to do the exercise while he's working. So I have to make sure that, and I think, and maybe that's just what's keeping me is the fact that that's his space too.
Mm.
Um, yeah. And I think that's number one. I think if I can get that in, that just will help get me started and knowing I've accomplished something really good during the day.
Okay. So you want to establish the plan just for the physical activity, just for moving your body
Yeah.
while we're talking today.
Yeah.
So I'm curious then, you have the basement, but your hubby works in there. Does he have set hours that he's in the basement?
He doesn't. Some days he's so random. Some days he wants to go down there early, just depending upon work he has. Some days he'll have an earlier conference call. So, before when he would leave for work, I would always be home by 6:30 in the morning. So everything would be done by 6:30. So if some weird thing popped up on his calendar or he had something going on, we never even had to worry about that. It was always, yeah, I was always home by 6:30. So for me to be down there, I probably have to create my own schedule prior to a set time. I don't know. Now that I'm thinking through this, I probably have to have him understand what is like the time that I have to be done by.
Hmm. Okay, I understand that you need to have a conversation with your husband to know what time you would have to be out of the basement for him to start working. Is that what I understand?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and I think because what bothers me is all these different days, as much as like this new normal and the structure, as much as I said, I don't have it with the kids. And I think that's maybe what is overwhelming me and why I couldn't figure this out on my own is that the days with the kids are so, I don't know what's going to happen. It's so like up in the air. And my nature is very like, I like to have things structured. Kids are out of school a set time. I'm at home at a set time. So I think for me, I don't know when he's going to go down to work has been bothersome. Like, to Tuesdays, I could go down there from this time to this time. And Wednesdays, I could, have to be out by this time. So I think I need to figure out that time where I know I'm not going to be interrupted, and say, I will always be done working out in the basement by 8 o'clock and confirm with him, like, does 8 o'clock work? Will you ever have anything that you need to be down there by 8 o'clock? Or can you use another room until then or something? Yeah.
Okay. So is part of the plan, if I'm understanding you, to fit in your movement, which is your highest priority.
Mhm.
Is the first step of that would be to talk to your husband and coordinate schedules?
Yes, because I think I need to find that time. So then I'll go backwards from there and know, okay, then I have to figure out how is it going to work. If he says 8 o'clock, then I'll need to realize what time do I want to get up and how much time am I putting down there. I don't have weights. I don't have those things.
Mm-hmm.
I've never worked out from home before. So I need to figure out how much time it'll take me. And then that's when I'll choose to go downstairs.
Okay. Okay. I hear what you're saying and how you're working backwards from
Yeah.
knowing your end time to know your start time based on
Yes.
what you'll be doing down in the basement.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Could I just circle back to something that you said earlier when you started talking about the movement? Is your physical activity, can't be weather dependent due to the climate in
Hmm.
Michigan.
Hmm.
I'm curious, is it possible there's days where if the weather's good, you would choose to utilize the outside if he's in the basement at a time you wanted to fit in? Or do you want to keep it where it's basement only?
So I would love to say yes, but I get very bitter. Is that the word? I get very like irritable if I don't like if I set the schedule and then something else interrupts that. Like this is my time. Like this is what you said I could do. So I would just say like if the weather was nice, that would just be in addition to.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Which yeah, I've definitely, and that would be like a win, an extra win on that day that I got more done.
Okay. Okay. So we've kind of just been talking about creating a new routine for you
Mhm.
that involves physical activity, which you said, that's the highest priority right now is you fit that back in, and talking about creating this plan, which involves coordinating schedule with your husband to use the basement.
Mhm.
Um, how's that feeling? Is this feeling like this is where you wanted to head, what you want to accomplish before we're done here?
Yeah, yeah, because I think you helped me understand, like you just thinking through this, knowing that I want routine
Mm-hmm.
and I've been scared to commit to routine because of everything else going on.
Mm.
And I think that's what's kind of been holding me back is that I kind of crave some sort of consistent routine, and that's what I've always had on that physical like level.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is giving me the opportunity to focus on, okay, that, and maybe that's going to be my motivation, knowing like, hey, this is what works for you. You want to have that. So if and I can easily talk with him later today and be like, hey, let's just look. Are you ever going to be, it's 8 o'clock that time where I will always be done by 8 o'clock. And then I'll know that. And then I could work to figure out what I can do during that time. Because it's going to take me some time to figure out, um, there's just no way I'm going to work out for an hour down in the basement. I know I can't. Like I don't have weights. I don't, like I feel like I can only do so much, like, I don't know, yoga or cardio, like hit cardio down there. Like that's normally not my thing. And maybe it'll turn into my thing. Depends on how long we're at home for.
Yeah. And when I look at your overall, vision for your health, routine and this space is really, it's part of it. And that's why I
Yeah.
believe for you, it comes back up again for you just because it's so deeply rooted in the vision you have for yourself, for your, best health, physical, emotional, mental, all those pieces intertwined for you. It's why you hold it,
Yeah.
with such importance to you, and probably why it's been kind of gnawing at your heart, like, hey, Deana, I'm here. I need to be nurtured a little bit. So I'm so glad that, you just honored that within yourself to bring it to the forefront.
Yeah.
And that you're even seeing where you need to go, which is talking to your husband. So with that in mind, what's the action you want to set for yourself to take to honor this plan?
Yeah. So thank you. I think, even that helps that you're like, let's lay it out there. Let's make this structured. Okay. So I need to talk with him immediately and find out that time. And then after that, I think I guess because we wake up now, I don't wake up and like put on my workout clothes because I wasn't going anywhere, but I don't know why I can't still do that. Like, I don't, I think I kind of got into I'm just going to stay in my pajamas. And then that kind of causes some like, disorganization, no routine. So if I can just do that, now that I'm like really thinking through all this, if I can do that, I will talk to him and then just figure out what time it is that I'm going to get up. And I'm going to assume it's going to be like 6:30 if he says 8. And then I could just get dressed like I always did before. And I mean, let's be real, it's yoga clothes, so it's not like it's anything uncomfortable. And then I could just go downstairs, and whether I choose, I think at that point, then whatever, if I choose, I got so many apps on my phone, I just need to do them. And I've got them on my phone to be able to try different things. I can connect it to the TV. So I think that's getting to that point of doing that routinely every day and just heading downstairs at 6:30 after I get dressed. And then I think once I start sweating and feeling that, movement, I'm going to start craving that. And then it eventually become routine.
Those endorphins waking up again and reminding you how much you love that. So beautiful. So if I understood the action that you want to take first and foremost is to have a conversation with your husband about the timing.
Yes.
Are you setting a time frame for yourself on any of that to be able to have that conversation with him? Is that something you want to do?
It could be done tonight. There shouldn't be any reason. And he is so respectful of my need. I mean, he knows that this is very important to me. Like at any point in time, like, and he knows that he'll move things if there was something in the way or whatever. So he'll give me that time. And I don't think it won't take anything but him opening up his calendar and saying, yes, by 8:00 gives me, either a 30-minute buffer to get down to get myself prepared to start work at 8:30 or 9 before the call or whatever that case may be. So I will be able to do that tonight. And then, this can start tomorrow. There should be any reason why I wouldn't.
Wow. That's pretty immediate turnover time to just get that into them. I'm so proud of you. You're just like, I'm tomorrow.
It's burning. I think it's burning inside me. It's because, like I'm so used to getting a lot more activity done and my heart rate up so much more that I just haven't. And I think that'll help.
Great. Just want to make a note of that. You also mentioned about changing into your workout clothes. Is that an action you wanted to take, or just something you noted about, that's been kind of shifted in your routine? Just curious because you had brought it up as part of the action.
No, I want to do that. I want to have that be my action tomorrow. And I think that is going to, because again, if I don't, it's that more routine of, I'm already getting myself into that mode. Like I think when you have a dog, right? And you like tell the dog, and I don't want to say it because she's here, where you're like, do you want to go for a WALK? Their ears get excited and they're ready to go. I kind of feel like I'm like that, where as soon as I put my clothes on, my body's like, yay.
I love that you're laughing. You have such a great tell, Deana, when you get excited. You just know, like, wait a minute, I know myself. You do. Yes. I love that so much. And I think that's great. So I heard you say, changing into your workout clothes. I mean, making that as part of your action honors this. And if I kind of look back over where we started talking about how you haven't been able to get to the gym and all that gave you, we kind of shifted into talking about a plan for physical movement, and the actions you are choosing to take is to talk to your husband, coordinate the schedule, change into those workout clothes as soon as tomorrow, starting this. How does that feel? Did we accomplish what you wanted to in the time together?
Yeah, we did. And I'm really excited about it. And I think it was just enough to talk through it and understand, like, you could still create that routine. And I guess talking with you allowed me to put the two and two together, that I feel, again, I'm like spinning in just this uncertainty of everything. And if I can at least get a little bit of that, that will help. And back what I was saying about calming my mind, I think that'll help kind of calm my mind. And maybe I could even, like, right when I wake up, even put in my, my headphones and listen to something on my way to the basement. Not like it's far, same sort of difference, like on my way to the gym, right? Like I still did that. And maybe it'll get me into that mindset where even if it's the beginning of some meditation of something to get me feeling like that I've accomplished something first thing in the morning, and to come back upstairs at 8 o'clock, and not everyone will even be up yet. Like that's going to be different because some people will already be up, but we have nowhere to go. So it's nice to be able to say, okay, I've got some routine happening. And I think that's good.
What you just did right there was really amazing, where your highest priority was the physical movement, and the idea of that, you getting excited, you're already knowing this is going to be happening. You just went back to your entire normal routine, the real normal routine. And you're like, I might plug some headphones in. I might, having that calm time. There might be even some quiet, all those aspects just from creating this. Like, that's amazing that you're even seeing what this could do for you in a bigger picture beyond just the physical movement.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
It feels good. It feels good.
Yeah. I love even hearing just the calmness that's coming over you in that part, where I could hear the excitement of the physical activity and then just this kind of peace that comes over. Deana, that's so beautiful. I'm really excited for you. I feel motivated hearing it from you that this is possible to work out. I wish I had a basement. I wish I did. That would be so fun. Deana, I'm so glad that you were able to articulate exactly what you needed for yourself in this time. How are you checking out here at the end of our time together?
Good. I think honestly, I've been really kind of struggling with all of this for a while, and being able to talk with you, and I feel like excited and calm, if that's a possibility, where I'm excited to start something, but not anxious that something else is changing. It's like, oh yeah, I feel like, again, my body's like, I got this. Like I know exactly what I need to do. So it's that I'm definitely checking out at a higher level than I did coming into this. So thank you.
So beautiful. I just want to acknowledge that about you, and that it's all you, that your body intuitively knew exactly what it needed to do. And, I love those aha moments of just like, oh, right, this is what serves me so well. And honoring that about you. Is there any way that I can support you further in accomplishing what you're setting forth, starting tomorrow, tonight, talking to your husband and starting the workout? Is there any way I can support you further outside of this time together?
Yeah, I think, probably we'll just, check in with each other, and, if there's, because again, I do it, Monday through Friday. So I feel like that'll be the plan. I think if there's a time, for some reason, if it doesn't happen one day, I'm not sure how that's going to react. Right. Before I used to get kind of down, like there's no reason why I need to hit snooze, but now I think there's a little bit of forgiveness and grace that we offer, in this time. So maybe just having that as an accountability, that if there was something that I couldn't make it one day, that I can text you or, follow back in with you.
Yeah, that's definitely available to you. If that comes up for you, I'd love that kind of check-in. Otherwise, I have full belief that those endorphins are going to release tomorrow and you're going to say, yeah, I'm here for this. But you're also, we've talked about this within this time, is you're flexible. You've really had to be, even if it's been sort of that put on you, you've been so flexible with what's been, shifting and changing, even sometimes on a daily basis, that's part of who you are, and we'll bring it into this as well, allowing that space and flexibility. So I'm excited for hearing how it goes, and knowing that you're getting some movement in that honors, what you want for your health and for your daily routine.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's really great. Thanks so much, Deana. I look forward to meeting with you again soon.
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye.
If you've never heard me say this before, I love what I do. I love working with my clients. And here's the thing, there's no limits on what we can work on together. It happened to be Deana's living in this quarantine just like you and I are. And her routine has had to shift. And if you listen, she had to discover what was most important to her. Not what's most important to me or what anybody else thinks, but what she needed. That's really the power of working with a certified life coach, with a coach who knows exactly how to coach her clients to get to that place. That's what I do. And you know what? You guys are really getting an extra treat here that you don't even know. Is I've expanded my coaching practice. Yes, I've expanded it. I've expanded it to include life coaching at the forefront. You know, it may not be health related. I work with coaches who are building their business and are stuck with what to do next. I work with licensed therapists who are dealing with imposter syndrome. I work with moms who are struggling to get through the day. There are no limits on what we can do together. So if you're interested, you can book a free consultation to see if working together is best for you. Or if you're like, this is exactly what I need, I want you to go down into the show notes right now. I want you to click on the link www.healthcoachforlife.com/life coaching. Get started with me today. All right. Until next week, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, ladies, have you heard the news? I have expanded my coaching practice for you. Yes, there are no limits on what we can work on together. I'll partner with you to get unstuck, partner with you to reach your goals, whether they're health related, life related, or you're just struggling with the thoughts in your own mind. We can work together to get you unstuck, setting goals and specific actions that are gonna have you stepping into your best life ever. If you're like, that's me, heck yeah, where do I sign up? Don't forget, go into the show notes, click on the link, www.healthcoachforlife.com/life coaching. You can start as soon as today if you click the link. Maybe you're still not sure and you're like, Jen, I'd rather meet with you and talk first. No problem. Just click the button on the website that says book a free consultation before deciding. I can't wait to meet with you so that you can step into the best version of yourself. And don't forget, you can follow the podcast on Instagram. Just search Health, Life, and More for Women. Tag the podcast when you're listening, share it with a friend, and thanks in advance for leaving a review.